Hi friends, in today's session you are going to see how you will use NetBeans IDE to run your Java programs. Until the last session we have seen how you will use the command prompt interface, which you call it as CUI, Character User Interface, and IDE is something like your GUI, Graphical User Interface. So let's begin without wasting our time. So how you will be using NetBeans IDE. So I said you have to run the program by run as administrator. If anything is there not allowing to run the program, it will overcome that. Okay. How to install NetBeans and everything I have shown in the last videos. You can go there and you can check the video. So once you open the NetBeans software, you will see this interface. You have to go to file new project, okay, or you have a shortcut here. You can see the control here. You can click on this to go to new project. This NetBeans can be used to run or use for write any type of programs. Okay, you can see all the different types of scripts and different types of applications are provided. Now we are not interested on anything. We are going for Java application. So let's see Java application and say next. And one more thing, if you are doing this step for the first time, you will be getting one small window saying that activating Java. Allow it to activate it. It will take around 2 to 3 minutes. Once your activation is finished, you will get this window. You can see there project name, it is showing Java application 2, means it has already created Java application 1, which I have deleted from this window. Okay, so even you can see the project location, it is in C, users, administrator, documents, NetBeans projects. So the projects whatever you create, they will go and save into this folder. You can go to that folder, you can take the files and you can even run in another system also. Now let's do one thing. I will rename this project name. I will rename the project name as my programs. Okay, so I have given the folder name as my program. Okay, my programs. So this will say on finish. And one thing remember, NetBeans, whenever you create a project name, it will automatically create a package also with the same name. Okay, what is a package? We will see that one in the coming sessions. But remember, package is something like where your complete programs are grouped together under that package. Okay, you can see here my project name is my programs and your package name is also my programs. Okay, so this is what I have told. When you open the project for the first time, you will see this interface. Okay, so it is asking you to provide any type of required messages or required comments. Okay, everything can be provided at this area as well as at this area as well as at this area. Okay, so what I will do, first comment for me will be what I'm going to do in this program. Program to display, I will say first of all to declare and read the values from keyboard. So this will be my first program which I'm going to do now. So as we know that this is saying who is the owner of this program. Okay, so if you want you can remove this as I don't want this, and here you can see param arguments, the command line arguments. You can see that args is the arguments. Remember, arguments are something like which are passed in the runtime. Okay, as we have discussed these things before, Java has a capability to understand string type of data directly. And remember, the runtime memory means when you want to enter the data in its arguments type. Like example, when you run the Java program, then you should have certain memory where you can load the data for the program. So when you write string args, it become capable to load any size of data in its runtime. I hope this is clear. Now, as I discussed in your previous programs, when we are writing the program through CUI, okay, so whenever you are reading something through keyboard, we write here what? Throws IO exception. So this is the basic thing which you have to remember. Okay. Now let's declare the variables. I declare integer A, string B, double C. So I have three different variables of three different types. Okay. Now, as I discussed and even as I told in the last sessions, that whenever you want to read something from keyboard, you need a class to implement this. So I declare a class scanner, and you need one object. Okay, you can go to my previous window, you will be very clear there to understand what is a class and what is an object for that class. Without object you can't use anything from your class. Okay, so let's see, I'm creating one object. Object name can be anything, no conditions, no terms, so you have a freedom here. So I use something like S equal to new scanner of, what we do here, you can write here system dot in, which will tell the compiler that this class is used to implement the operations to read the data from keyboard and provide that input to the program. Okay, so I have declared the scanner class, and I have declared one IO exception to handle the exceptions in the runtime if the user is giving wrong or invalid inputs. Okay, so now you can see that there is still some errors are going on. Okay, so there are certain shortcuts. If you want to insert the libraries for the associated classes, you can use one shortcut here, that is CTRL plus shift plus I. So automatically it will insert all the required libraries. Let's see, control shift I, you will get this window. Okay, then press OK. Automatically you can see on the top the libraries have inserted automatically. Now you can see the errors have been gone. Correct. Now what is my next task? Read the data into the variables which I declared. So I will give some message on the runtime for the user to understand that what he has to do. Okay, system dot out dot print or println. You know what is print and also println. If you have any confusions on that, you can go to the previous videos. Anyway, print will print the data on the same line, println go for the new line. So I'm going for println, and I'm saying here even /n also do the same thing. So it is new line, again new line. Understand? One thing you remember, /n will work on the same line, but println will work for the next line. Okay, so let's do. I will say here enter number, name and price, something like this. Okay, it is not something you can say that it's number, name and price. To make it something meaningful, I have given that words. Okay, so first of all I will take here A equal to, okay, I want to load the data into A. As I told you before also, you need to perform type casting, converting data from one type to other type. So string is the understandable type for Java, but integer it doesn't understand. To make it understand what you are doing on the program, we write here, take the object of the scanner class, yes, dot. You can see when I put dot and I'm waiting, a pop-up window comes. This is called as IntelliSense. IntelliSense. Now you will come down, you will see there is an option called next int. Whenever I go to next int, you can see the message is also popping up what is next int. you can see the window showing there scans the next token of the input as the integer. Understand? So let's select this. You can read it, the complete text provided there for your better understanding. Next int. Close this. Then I want to go for string now. B equal to s dot. I don't want to implement any operations on this because string is a type which can be understandable by your Java. Okay, so I will just go down and I say next, finish. Then again you have C, which is a double type. So s dot. What we need? Next double, finish. So the three inputs have given into your program. Now you need to display them. I will say system dot out dot println. You can say the message like /n, printing the values available in memory. Got it? /n. So I'm giving you /n for 2 times, and here now what I will do, system dot out dot println, you write here a plus, see, one more thing, you can write a also, or you can write here, give some message like number or integer type data, integer type data. Okay, so what is integer type data? You entered a, then again /n. Got it? Then here you can write, what is that next input? You have string type data. Okay, string type data. So what is that string type data you have? Plus b. Then again /n. I can give directly also. You can see here double type data. So what is your double type data? This is plus d. Got it? So this is how, plus c. So this is how you are going to enter your program. So your program is finished. If you find any errors there, you can graphically move your mouse to the required place and you can work out on this. Okay, even there are many different shortcuts you can use in your NetBeans. All the shortcuts I have provided in the video description. A PDF file link is given. Please go there and you can download that link so that you can use them. Got it? So now how I can run this program? That is a next task. Okay, so you can see in the left side window there is already available my programs.java. Okay, so right click here and you can say run file, or you have a shortcut here, you can see shift plus F6. Even you can compile the file, even you can debug the file. Debugging is something like which will show you the step-by-step procedure what is happening in your code. Now I'm not interested for anything, I just want to run this file. So I say run file, shift plus F6. So whenever I run this, you can see it is giving you a message. How it is giving a message? Because I have given the message here. Understand? Now it is asking to enter number, name and price. So according to that I will enter the input now. So I want to give number, so I given the number. Then you have to give a name, I give some name. Then you have to give a price, so I will give certain price here. Enter. So whatever the value I have entered from the screen or from the keyboard, you can say the same input is loaded into the memory and the values which are available in that memory is loaded inside your output. You can see that output here. Okay, I hope you have very clearly understood this program. If anything is missing here and if you don't understand, please leave that in a comment, or you can give me a message on my WhatsApp number so that I can explain you more on this. Okay, thank you very much, and I will come up with a new video in a next session. Thank you.